Echo and HarperAudio present How Things Are Made, A Journey Through the Hidden World of Manufacturing by Tim Minshall. This is the author. Prologue. Things were not going to plan. There was no way this was going to end without someone getting hurt. Please, I implored, my voice barely audible over the shouting. There's enough for everyone. Be careful. Some of these things are sharp, one at a time. It was no good. The laptop keyboard seemed to have exploded, wires hung limply from a gaping hole at the back of the PC, and Mr. Incredible was clearly going to need medical help. A week earlier, I'd been sitting in my office when I received a call from a teacher at a local primary school. She wanted someone to give a talk as part of her school's Science Week. I tried to explain that I wasn't a scientist, but rather a manufacturing engineering academic. This was met with, "Sure, sounds great. There'll be around 60 9 to 10-year-olds and the session is 45 minutes. Monday next week at 9:30 okay for you? Turn up a few minutes before and we'll show you to the room. Thanks a lot." Click. I put down my phone and scratched my cheek. What on earth was I going to talk about? As this talk was a whole week away, I wasn't overly concerned. 6 days later, I sprang into action. I got up early on Sunday morning to give myself an uninterrupted block of time. Plucking a nice, fresh sheet of A4 paper from the printer and a pleasingly sharp pencil from the cracked mug on my desk, I sat down and got straight to work. The empty page stared back at me. I nudged it so that it aligned neatly with the edge of the desk. I started doodling some pictures of factories and ships. Then I carefully wrote the words, "How does stuff get made and delivered to you?" in the middle of the page. I looked at this for a few moments before, with my brow furrowed and the tip of my tongue poking out of the corner of my mouth, slowly drawing a neat cloud around the question. I underlined each word, twice. Chewing on the end of the pencil, I tried to suppress a queasy, rising sense of panic. How could I possibly make manufacturing interesting for a room full of pre-teens? Then inspiration struck. I threw down the pencil and strode out to our shed. There, sitting on the floor, covered in cobwebs, in the dark amongst bits of old bikes, were some long-dead computers. I hauled these onto a table, grabbed a screwdriver, and started to take them apart. As I pulled out circuit boards, disk drives, desiccated spiders, bundles of wiring and stacks of connectors, I came across what I had hoped to find. On neat little labels, or directly printed in wobbly dots on various cables and components, were the words, "Made in Malaysia," "Product of Mexico," "Assembled in the USA," very occasionally, "Made in the UK," and most frequently, "Made in China." I returned to my desk with a plan. We all live in a manufactured world. Despite the pervasiveness of the online, the virtual, the cloud-based and the app-enabled, we cannot survive without real, physical, manufactured things. And that includes the online, the virtual, the cloud-based and the app-enabled, all of which are made possible by a network of computers, cables and satellites. Just look around where you are now. Everything you can see, other than plants, rocks, people and other animals, has been made by someone and delivered to where it is needed. Unless you are currently floating naked through space, you are right now in immediate contact with multiple manufactured products. Throughout every day of your life, you will be wearing, consuming, being transported or sheltered by, communicating through or being restored to health by manufactured products. Yet the processes by which these items appear in our lives are, to most of us, largely invisible, and that has some worrying consequences. It hasn't always been this way. Go back 3 centuries and you'd be much more likely to have close, even personal connections with those who made the things you needed, from tailors to potters, butchers to bakers, blacksmiths to carpenters. I am not naively painting some rose-tinted picture of pre-industrial revolution life, but a shorter distance between production and consumption had some advantages. Local production made visible to the immediate community any waste or pollution being generated in the process. We would know about poor working conditions because the people enduring them would be from our village or town, and we would see that the money we bought things with supported our neighbours' families.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?